Assalamualaikum Habibti. Hi Buttercup. I think it's been a while since our Daydream Edition been posted. I know it was like a few years back. I remember maybe the last video was in 2020 or 2021. I don't quite remember. But anyways, today I want to talk. It's like this topic that I want to talk about is just like it's been in my mind for so long, and it just somehow it affects me a lot in terms of our iman, our deen, and me as a person. And I think there's a lot to reconsider. There's a lot to think with what is happening to the world right now, and I just feel that I need to talk about it. Maybe it's going to impact some of you, or some of you will get inspired, or some of you will make a change in your life. I hope that delivers the message. I had to start to put on some lip tint because I look so pale. So back to our topic. What I'm want to talk about today is like, I think it's a very simple phrase, and I think all of you as a Muslim, or maybe if you're non-Muslim, you have heard of this before. It's like the word from the Quran, like Kun Fayakun. Like, if Allah's will, it will happen. Allah doesn't desire it to happen, it will not happen. So I think that phrase itself is just it's very simple yet very impact if you really understand the deep meaning of Kun Fayakun. We really let ourselves submerge in social media platforms that all the content creators show us how perfect their life is, what that girl means, what a successful woman should be, their perfect daily routine, their perfect morning routine, night routine, and stuff. I would say at one point of my life, I feel so overwhelmed because a part of me feel like, oh, I want to be this, I want to be that, I can do it, I can do that. It's like those things are very simple to apply in my daily life, but I just couldn't do it, even though it's very simple, just waking up early. Well, it's not really easy to do, I know, but having that morning routine, like you read your Quran, you do your daily azkar, your zikir, and then you make your breakfast, you working out, you take a shower, and then you start your day. Maybe if you're a student, you're going to school. If you're a, a worker, an employer, you go to work, things like that. But I would say, so that the point is right here. Sometimes it looks small, but if you wish to wake up early, but you couldn't, maybe it's like Kun Fayakun. Maybe Allah doesn't allow you to. There's a story that I actually faced it myself. I'm today years old that I finally have my driving license after like 3 years of struggling. Well, my other friends got it really easily, like in a few months, like in a month, in 2 or 3 months, and they finally have their driving license. But I couldn't. I took almost 3 years. So it's like, it looks very simple, like, oh, maybe it's just you have a lot of things in your plate, you have to make your priorities first. Like, driving license is not your first priority, maybe your studies, maybe your work, maybe it's your family, things like, driving license to take it, to have it, you have to go to class, you have to pay money, stuff like that. And yeah, it's true. In my case, things going like that. But in my friend's case, they just, oh, I need to. They just get it so swiftly, smoothly. The process is just so easy. But for me, I have to go through a lot to get my driving license. Well, it's Kun Fayakun. Allah doesn't will me um to get my driving license so soon, so easy. So he make me get my driving license after 3 years. Alhamdulillah, I still have my driving license. And also, I think there's a lot more to say about Kun Fayakun, but my knowledge is not as, I don't have that a lot of knowledge to debate about this, to talk about this. But I think from someone's life experience, or like someone's stories, like you can actually understand how that works, how life works, how you could be patient and trust Allah's timing. Okay, I think there's a friend of mine, like for me like for me it's like she's having a successful life in such a young age. Or like there's a content creator that I know on Instagram, like she's much younger than me, but she's having her own company. She drove a nice car, and she can um you know spend a lot of time with her family, buy her family lots of things. And there's at one point in my life I felt so down. I felt so overwhelmed, thinking that, what am I? Am I a bad person? Am I like, there's a bit of jealousy, and there's a bit of furious, there's a bit of, I feel so sad, thinking why my life doesn't look like her, why my life doesn't look like at least a part of her life, like why. I felt, thinking about it right now, like I feel so bad, so stupid for thinking about those, because it sounds like me back then, sounds like I don't being grateful for what I have right at the moment. You should be grateful that you're still breathing. You should be grateful that you have a healthy life, a healthy health, instead of you keep comparing yourself with your friends, or comparing yourself with someone that you know on Instagram or social media. It's like the friend of mine that having a successful life. I've heard a lot that she tell me stories about how her life going upside down. She got hospitalized for a few times, and there's she's having struggling financially with her family, and she's having some family problems. And but she is blessed with financial freedom afterwards. She is blessed with a loving partner afterwards. So it's like you have to trust the timing. Sometimes what we want it right now, it doesn't mean that you have to have it right now. Maybe what we desire this time, Allah puts that desire in our hearts because He wants us to work hard for that desire. He wants us to achieve that desire in, I don't know, maybe in a short period of time, maybe in a long period of time. It depends on Allah. He has the perfect timing for us, and He has the plans that He want us to make it. You know, I do believe, and I don't remember where I saw this. Like, there's a YouTube shorts, I don't remember, but saying that Allah will never put something that we desire in our hearts if He won't give it to us. So whatever He's put in our hearts, like for example, I desire for financially freedom, or I desire for big house, big cars, or just simply a lot of money to repay my family, to make my family live in comfort, or I want to go to perform umrah. So you have those kind of desires in you, and you just, oh, I want it, I want it, I want it. I have to work for it. That's the journey. It's not like, oh, I want it and boom, it's just right in front of you. No, Allah wants to see your efforts. If you want the desires, you have to work for it. So, but okay, what amplifies Kun Fayakun in this is like sometimes we question ourselves. Sometimes we question our life, our decision. Like, oh Allah, I work so hard compared to my friend, compared to the people on the internet. But why did they get it so fast, much faster than I am? I work with my friend for example, like maybe like we work together for 3 to 4 years in the same journey, but she achieved it much faster than I am. She achieved those financial freedom much faster than I am. But we're in the same pace, same journey. Why? This, my friend, Habibti, I was so humbled by this. I was scrolling like a few weeks ago on Instagram and saying that there's a post saying that sometimes you work harder than someone else, but that someone else achieve much faster than you. It's it's not because Allah doesn't love you. It's not because Allah hates you or Allah just ignore you. No, it can be one. Allah wants Allah wants to see your effort much bigger than the person who already achieved it. Second, Allah wants you to feel the journey to the point when you succeed, you still appreciate the journey that you went through. You still appreciate the journey where in the journey you include Allah in it. Allah wants to see that you appreciate all those things, being grateful for all those things. And third, Allah wants to see that Allah still wants to hear you pleading for Him, begging for His mercy, begging for His blessings, begging for His help for your dreams, for your goals. Because maybe He knows after you succeeded, you're going to forget about Him. Or maybe you're going to, the amount of amal, the amount of your daily routine for your deen is going to decrease. He doesn't want that. So He wants you to increase the intensity of your effort for your deen, for your dunya. So afterward, like, if it's not in this world He's going to give you, you will get Jannah, inshallah. So when I heard that, and you know the quote I saw on TikTok, on Instagram, like it says, everything is in His control. No matter how much effort you make, if He doesn't desire it to happen, it won't happen. If He wills it to happen, it will happen. So that simple words give me a lot of impact, to the point I just sat and I just zone out thinking how powerful Allah is, how much control she has in our life. Like he has a lot of control. Everything is under his control. There's nothing is not under his control. Our life, every small thing that we do in our life, even though we look at it as, oh, I just can simply walk to the cafe. I just simply walk to the toilet if I need to use the toilet. But if Allah doesn't will, let's say you want to go to the toilet and you just fall down. Allah doesn't will you to go to the toilet. So that's those simple things is also in Allah's control. So what makes you think your bigger goals, your dreams, your life is not in His control? I felt so humble when I heard this. Like all this time, I was just Kun Fayakun. If it happens, it happens. If it not, it's not going to happen. But I missed the point that even if I work so hard, if Allah wants it to happen, if Allah wills it to happen to me, it will happen. But even though I work so hard, but it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. Allah will delay. It will happen, but Allah delays it. You know, let's say it's supposed to happen tomorrow, but Allah said, I will delay it in a few days later will happen. So it will happen in a few days later, not tomorrow. So you can, I don't know about you guys, but for me, I feel like He has everything under control. Like you don't have to worry about anything, every single bit. Like, of course, if something bad happened in your life or in your day, you feel anxious, you feel scared, you feel like what am I supposed to do? That's when you have to go back to Allah. Like you have to recite your Quran maybe, or just pray 2 rak'ah of prayer, asking for Allah's help, asking for Allah's forgiveness, asking for Allah blessing, for Allah, like asking for a solution from Allah, like what am I supposed to do? What should I do? Ask for guidance. So yeah, Kun Fayakun is a very simple word, but when you start to realize how much power Allah has on us, on this earth, on this universe, you will be humbled very much. Like I said, if it's not happening now, it's gonna happen. When? It depends on Allah. He has the perfect planning and a perfect timing. Everything. I've talked about this to Yeorin before, and because I feel like so overwhelmed, I feel like so stunned, I just need to tell it to someone else. And these simple things, simple words, actually, if you understand the meaning, you dig deeper in the meaning of that word, you will understand the power that Allah holds in our life. So I hope you got the message, and I'll see you next video. And tell if you have any ideas or any topics that you want us to talk about, like any random topic, but please not be something that very sensitive or very offensive. Like maybe just like having a chit chat or Q&A or things like that. Leave it in the comment down below. So yeah, have a nice day. Assalamualaikum.